Presented by That Time I Got Reincarnated in the same world as an anime podcaster, this is Shonen Jumping the Gun, the show where we set our sights on the first chapter of a manga and decide if it's a misfire or a bullseye.
Let's see how many rounds are in this magazine.
Another Exorcist series? What is it, like 5 years ago? Oh, it is 5 years. Oh, it is 5 years ago. This is Bone Collection. Welcome, everybody. I am the yodeling yokai of the Alps, Moxie the Een, here with, haven't you heard, he's just another exorcist, Isekai Sensei Sama Brad. Brad, how you doing?
I mean, I guess I'm fine. I don't know what I'm doing here.
And we are joined by special guest, the Texorcist himself, Finn K.
That is a title I will accept.
Cool. I was very proud of it, because it's always the third one is like, ooh, and it's like, ooh, yeah, I could put things together for this one. And welcome to Heaven or Hell Arc.
Oh, yeah, this is the first episode, isn't it?
I mean, for us recording, it might not be the first episode that comes out.
I think it is.
Oh,
I was
really?
looking at the list and Bone Collection's
Shoot,
the
I
first
gotta
one.
explain what's going on then.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. So we are moving into our episode 100, so I thought, hey, we should do kind of a blast from our past, what we kind of used to do, and cover a bunch of manga that flopped, because some of this was kind of born out of us being on Shonen Flop, so I thought that was fitting. So we are alternating between ones everybody agrees are the lowest garbage that's been, and people that are like, hey, that was actually pretty good. That one was taken before its time, or like, this is a secret gem. So
I don't think you should say everybody agrees.
The general opinion, and we could also disagree with that, but yes, I'm going to let you decide what this one is. I think you'll figure it out. Because we're covering Bone Collection, written by Jun Kirakaza. Ooh, shoot, I should have said this beforehand. Jun Kirakaza. Suspect. Suspect me typing. What?
It's Kirarazaka.
Oh, did I swap the Z and the K?
Yeah, I believe so.
That'll do it. I like that more. Kirarazaka.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's good to have someone who knows what they're doing.
Brad never helps me. Not that he knows anymore, but... but yes, it ran in Weekly Shonen Jump from April 2020 to August 2020 for 14 chapters. Oof. It was localized by... This was a new name. I do not remember ever seeing this name. Junko Goda? They have localized other series that are things that we might know as Candy Flurry, Phantom Seer, PPPPPPP, Zip Man, and honestly, the website I usually use to check for these had like a surprisingly small number. Like, I know those are ones specifically we might know because they're from like Jump and Jump Adjacent.
I feel like I've heard this name before.
Really? I mean, Junko shows up in other things. There's a Junko in Silent Hill F right now, I'm pretty sure.
I don't read any of these, though.
No, but they're maybe vaguely... But like, their list was fairly small, and these are a lot of series that came out a number of years ago, so I don't know what their deal is. And lettering specific to us and our special guest is by Evan Waldinger, who I don't actually know if we've seen them either.
I know I've heard that name before. I don't remember.
I don't know either. Like this is Jump from 5 years ago, so I don't know. Either of those names ring a bell for you, Finn?
They both do, but I've never spoken with either of them. So
okay. We have no other series for Evan.
Wow, really? I don't usually check the letterer, so...
Oh, you didn't check. That would be why.
Because it's like...
You can always check Anime News Network.
I think that's where I get my ones for what the localizer's done, so we can go, it's like, oh, we've seen them on this, or these are other series that are kind of in our sphere.
All right, I'm going to check real quick, because this is going to be like, I'm gonna look and be like, oh, of course I know.
Have you heard I'm Evan Waldinger?
Let's see. All you need is Kill.
Oh, wow.
Bleach. There you go.
Wow. Okay, so we've
volume
got
21 of Bleach.
Oh, just I was gonna be like, man, this dude's been around a while.
Bone Collection.
Yeah, wow. Big surprise on that one.
Let me see here.
It's always so interesting.
Done some work on Demon Slayer.
Okay. It's always so interesting when I look these up and it's like, they did these 3 chapters randomly in this long-running series, and I go, oh, interesting. Somebody was sick that week, I guess.
Specifically for Ben, The Drifting Classroom.
Oh, forgot about that one.
I guess Evan worked on the perfect edition, whatever that means.
Okay.
There's a really long list here.
Yeah, that is a long list. I'm looking at it now.
You like it for how short Junko's list was. I'm glad somebody on this was long tenured.
I don't know how to say this. RWBY, is it Ruby?
It's Ruby.
Yeah.
Apparently they've worked on all of that stuff.
Cool.
So.
Probably a good source of income there.
Oh, and Zip Man. Here you go.
They work together on Zip Man then. Cool.
Plus a bunch of other stuff that
Staying employed.
I know the names of a
No
lot
Guns
of these,
Life. My name is Shingo. Yeah, I know those two.
Oh.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, with that setup out of the way, let's get into my patented Moxie's Mach Speed manga summary. Yokai entering from the yokai world. They attack humans and pose a grave threat. Exorcists, heroic humans who use special skills to protect humanity. Chapter 1. I don't want to die! In a high school classroom, we're given more yokai exorcist backstory. But come on, we're on our umpteenth exorcist manga. You know the drill. A buzzing phone interrupts class, and it's our protag-kun, Kazami Janae, age 16, and oh boy, is he a protag-kun. He's being called to exorcise a yokai, but wait, are you going to make it to the group date after school?
I don't think that's fair.
What?
I don't think he's Protag-kun.
He's protag-kun coded.
He's got red hair.
What do you mean he's got red hair? Oh, I didn't look at the color page. Who cares? He's got protag-kun vibes.
Well, sort of.
He's a horny loser. He's got big protag-kun energy.
He can control himself at least.
He's being called to exercise a yokai, but wait, are you going to make it to the group date after school? There's a lot of girls there. One's boob size is mentioned. The MC gets a nosebleed. 7 pages in, and I wish to die, but we soldier on, as does Kazumi.
I do have to point out that it was an excellent nosebleed. I think he lost half the blood in his body.
Oh, man, no. Cut to fighting the yokai, a weird slimy tentacle monster, but he's terrible at it and is saved when Rino Tendo, another high school exorcist, comes to save him. We learned Kazumi comes from a famous exorcist family. His brother and father are well known, and he got nepotismed in despite a complete lack of talent. Rino, on the other hand, worked very hard and shows genuine talent, passing all her exams. The two grew up together, and Rino, for some reason, tries to console Kazumi about his lack of ability in the situation.
She obviously likes him.
Oh, good lord, I hate how right you are. We've read too many of these things. They come across a weak little yokai spirit that Kazumi connects to. He gets a troublemaker grin and declares he's going to cast our yokai spell. But Rino stops him. Don't you know that spell is banned, you idiot? Kazumi sits all alone in thought. Why can't I just use that spell? We see a kappa in flashback. Then a yokai gateway appears and drops an unconscious pretty lady yokai out. Well, I guess we don't know she's a yokai, but come on, she's
yes,
a yokai.
we do.
We do. We know. The reader knows. But it's he's like, what? I mean, he isn't what, but they act like it's a reveal later, but he doesn't care. Whatever, I'm getting ahead of myself. Kazumi gets another nosebleed, then tries to carry her to the police, making him late getting home.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, he might have just known the whole time.
Maybe. I don't know. We cut away to Kazumi's dad, freaking out that he's out late, who then calls Rino, who he harasses over the phone about seducing his son, because what's funnier than a grown man harassing a teenage girl? Rino goes looking for him. Back with Kazumi, the girl finally wakes up all of a sudden and seems to have been carried, as she was, but excited to be in Japan. Kazumi wants to head home, but the girl, who speaks like royalty, demands he stick around for the ceremony of arrival. She wants pancakes! Yeah, though I walk through the valley... Shoot, I forgot. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of the death, I will fear never... I was really miserable when I was writing this summary. Vague attempts at flirting occur. He makes a comment at one point that she looks like a person, which she seems surprised by, but then delighted, and declares he will be the minister of hospitality. They then spend a montage doing teenager hangout things like karaoke and bowling. Late into the night, she asks why he assisted her. He stares at her tits again before saying he can't look the other way when people need help. She asks if he would have helped if she was a yokai, and he says it doesn't matter. He really doesn't care. Then a giant yokai, an A rank, shows up and says the one funny thing in the manga, that he looked up on Yahoo Answers that there would be a lot of young girls around Shibuya. He grabs the girl to squeeze her to death, but it doesn't work, and she commands to be let down. And that moment, Kazumi smoke bombs the monster's one big eye and grapples him.
He grabs the girl.
Oh yes, he grabs the girl, the yokai girl.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was not clear enough. I could have been more clear. He grabs the girl to squeeze her to death, but it doesn't work, and she commands to be let down. In that moment, Kazumi smoke bombs.
He makes a specific comment about her bones being too hard.
Yes, correct. Unsqueezable. The monster's one big guy and grapples him and urges the girl to escape. He is then impaled on the monster's spikes and defeated. Kazumi, that is. We flash back to when he was a younger kid and see the Kappa again. This is when that spell was banned. Well, I think the spell was always banned, but he used it anyways. The spell to share power with a yokai. The yokai spell. Very creative. You ink letters to your mother with that pen? It's banned as those two in the past who used it became yokai. But he's friends with the Kappa, so that would never happen. Back in Nowland, a dying Kazumi reaches out and touches the girl's boob. What the heck? But then he reaches in through the boob to borrow some of her power and casts the yokai spell and pulls out a lame-looking bone sword and is seemingly fine now, ready to fight the monster, and is being cocky about it too. With way too much strength, he easily dispatches the yokai, and we learn the girl is a yokai known as a Gasha Dokuru, an SSS class yokai, a yokai ruler. She grants him permission to call her Para. Oh, fuck, he used that spell. He's super going to jail now. They're going to kill him. And Reno is here. End of chapter.
You glossed over this as well, but they totally just killed that Kappa.
Probably you're right. I didn't think about that. I don't miss
that was
these.
Mach speed.
I don't miss these.
I don't know. I think that summary took about as long to go over as it took me to read the chapter. It's like 50-some pages, but there was not a lot of text.
No, it's fairly breezable.
Yeah.
But that's not that's damning with faint praise.
Okay. Before we get into all of the terrible stuff about this, I want to make very clear that while this wasn't good, I also don't think it was trash. Very specifically, I did feel some feelings.
What kind of feelings? Where?
I think it was specifically around the fact that like he was trying to be friends with the Kappa. And
that is the one. That is okay. Maybe not the one thing, but that is a big thing I will give to it. Is the way that is teased and then shown. Because it had a slight air of like you have to put the pieces together, reader.
Yeah.
Which we've seen in a lot of these first chapters. Sometimes the author does not have the confidence or the patience to let a mystery lie. Right. And even though the mystery is clear, they did not beat us over the head with it. So I will give them credit that was like, oh, yeah, that made me... I got this understanding of like a kid being friends with another little kid yokai and being like, you can't do that. We're racist and stuff. Which, like, yeah. I don't know. Finn, before we get into it, how did you feel about this? As someone who's been carted along on this adventure.
Well, I feel like if any manga or anime has like 4 panty shots or whatever within the first chapter, it's kind of a bummer. But
apt,
you know, and then
it depends on the manga.
Well, you know, Undead Unluck won me over.
Undead Unluck is a Herculean manga because that first chapter is dodgy AF, and the fact that it like powers through that to become one of the finest manga of all time is a big
one of my favorite manga. Yeah,
it's so good.
But Bone Collection, you know, it had a lot of that pervy vibe, and it's kind of hard to be like, all right, well, is this all that I get to expect? Is his only reasoning going to be like, no, I just like want to protect people, wink wink. But I did also like the Kappa thing too, though. I like the emotional part of that.
As someone who reads a lot of trash, I read so much trash. It was actually somewhat refreshing how obvious he is, but then at the same time he rejects that part of himself to a degree. Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that he's like, I mean, I guess the very case in point is like, he is staring at her tits and goes, I just couldn't let you be a woman in harm. I couldn't let somebody be in harm's way is just the most, just like,
but then we're shown that is basically real. Like, those are his real feelings. So
I guess, and like the moment where it, like, I mean, maybe it's just my opinion was already bad when he's like, when she's like, if I'm a yokai, would that change things? Is like, I don't care. The way his face is drawn and the way it's worded doesn't make it sound like I don't care in like I'm not racist sort of way, but in like I don't fucking give a shit. Like, it just read it very much of like I have no feelings about what you just asked me, and not like and not in like a meaningful like, well, no, I'm not racist. I believe yokai can be people too. Like
I
it
think
just feels it all comes very like flat.
I think the multiple nosebleeds is
Not
definitely
helping.
like, what are you?
And then in
what
the
are you
first
doing?
couple of pages, a teenage girl's tits are specifically
Yeah,
drawn and
yeah.
mentioned.
But I think the level of horniness is like normal teenage boy horniness. And the fact that he is like, no, I have my duties. I have to be a protector and all that. And he like pushes that away, even though he's obviously still feeling those things.
Counterpoint
The humor-
manga. Oh, sorry, you go, Finn.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I feel like that is part of the humor that it's trying to give you, is that he is just like a normal ass teenage boy, and he's got these things that he's not very good at, but he's trying, and at heart he's trying to be good. But
Yeah.
also the humor is like the, oh my god, girls.
Yeah, which is,
Yeah,
I mean,
we get-
it's always dumb, but
It's usually every so often we come across one where I go, this one gets it right. Kyoshi gets it right. I mean, it'll be a while ago for y'all listeners, but our Shikahai dance sport one, that was one that I liked, that I felt like handled like I'm a teenage boy and girls are both exciting and scary in a way that it wasn't like there was some jokes, but it didn't seem like it was leaning on it for all of its humor. Like, I feel like you can do a protagonist who's not, I mean, I guess I think I was thinking of dance sport because it's like, here's a protagonist who is not good at the skill hit he's trying to get into and is also nervous about girls, but I think it's just handled so much better.
Yeah.
And so much more like, oh, I'm rooting for him instead of just like, rolls eyes,
Yeah.
like.
and again, like I don't think this was good, but
Yes.
the bottom is so
The
far
bottom is
down.
further down, but it was just so like, also like, we've covered a billion Exorcist ones. My counterpoint of it, and maybe, I mean, it's more recent. This was a series from like 5 years ago, is that this reminded me a little bit in weird ways of Kaitagami, which I'm really surprised I remember the name of.
Yeah.
Of boy and super, I mean, in that one I would say Kaitagami. It also helps that she's like a billion years old and looks generally like an adult form and does not look like a teen girl.
Yeah, she does. In Bone Collection, the yokai lady does look a bit young.
Yeah. 'Cause it's supposed to be like, oh,
Like,
because he's a
also a
teenager, but
teenager.
like obviously I don't think she's gonna be teen. I don't even think she's gonna be a human because I feel like when she's like, do you see me as a person, is like is her normal form some sort of beast form?
They
so it's
showed
like,
it. She's a giant skeleton.
I know. Well, that's the like historical picture of it. We don't know if
okay.
that's her actual
Sure.
form because
Yeah.
it's shown like in like an old Japanese art of a battlefield because it's like the big skeleton that's from around a bunch of dead bodies because like it's the yokai. I don't know if it's that yokai, but I remember there being in yokai lore a big skeleton that usually shows up on battlefields that is essentially the
Isn't that
the manifestation of the
Genkidama
disease
or something like that?
You're right. This was something different then. So maybe, I don't know, maybe related. Head honcho yokai. But it's like when I have Kaitagami where it's just like this is that concept, but I like it more and it felt like it had more heart and I like the protagonist more. And even if that manga is like fairly by the numbers and generic, like it built the emotional core enough that I'm like, I'm having a good time instead of like, oh, I hate this guy. Because especially it's like, first there's that, and then it's instantly like, I'm really terrible at this, but I've been nepotismed in because my father and my brother are famous for it. But here's this girl who's working her ass off just to be here. But he's like, here's this schmuck that she has to keep bailing out. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I was very primed to not like him.
I think the chapter presented that well, though, as like he's even saying like this is dumb, like this shouldn't happen. She's obviously way better than me, and she should.
Yeah. Truths. I think I had axe grinding at that point.
Yeah, no, and I think that's fair. It's this is it overall. I would call this the bad side of mid. Like
That's a great term.
Yeah,
there's
I love that one. I'm gonna store that one for later.
there's nothing that stands out as good or amazing or anything. Obviously, another Exorcist manga, and maybe this was one of the first ones that's another Exorcist manga. But like,
We've been another Esther Singh manga
it's
for a long time.
been so overdone.
Yeah.
Like the art isn't anything special. It's not bad, but it's not special.
It's not good.
The story
it's of a
is,
style, but it's not good, I would say.
the story, there are some things that are like, oh, okay, that could be interesting, but like overall, it's like I don't really care. It's just,
It
bad side
doesn't
of
really give you a whole lot to grab onto.
yeah,
Right in
Yeah.
the beginning.
it's got the bones of a good manga, and it's just not. Because, like I said, like I feel like all of us liking the Kappa situation, as I feel like there is, if you can actually, with some like level of genuine humanity, go like, there's a racism problem between humans and yokai, probably going in both directions. That they're like, you can tell a story and still have like a fun battle of the week for a while you deal with that problem. But like, this did not give me any faith with the way it's treated a bunch of other things to have the detail, I don't, it's not the word I want, but like the tact to be able to carry that as an actual major theme and not just the face it's wearing for you to fight yokai and have him having power from that. Especially because it's like, it's the, on top of the Exorcist one, it's the running theme of the ones that I don't like of, also there's a pretty girl who really likes you and lets you be powerful. See also, shoot, what's the one that's still in the magazine somehow that we covered 1 billion years ago? I forgot the name of it.
Hematen?
No. Hematen's not an exorcist. Imagine if Hematen became... I still want that. It's like, imagine a regular rom-com all of a sudden, like freaking Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z becomes an exorcist manga all of a sudden, like goes for it.
You already mentioned Kyoshi.
It's been in there for a long time. Like, it was in the magazine before we started doing...
Nue's Exorcist.
Nue's Exorcist is like the poster child because it's been so around of... Here's the girl who gives you power and also likes you, I guess.
And to some extent, this feels like the precursor to Nue's Exorcist.
Exactly.
And, like, obviously they're doing a bunch of things differently, and the art style is significantly
Very different, yeah.
But, like, yeah, it's got the bones.
It's got the bones. It's got this terrible, terrible bones.
I do think...
It's missing some bones, but it's got some bones.
Oh, it's got a bone.
The idea of using the bones of yokai as your power is something I haven't seen in Exorcist
Was it specifically her bones? I thought it was just like, I'm sharing my power. Was it bone specific? And I just blanked it out.
The sword is made out of bones.
I guess?
Although that could be specific to her. Like, other yokai might have different things, but because she's a bone yokai, that might be the power that he gets from her.
True.
We'd have to read more chapters to find out.
Because it showed whenever they were showing the Kappa, I think it was showing that he kind of had like weird like webbed fingers too.
Oh, was that? I missed
that detail.
What I did remember is when he picks up the little cloud yokai thing there and is starting to do it, there's a bunch of electricity.
Yeah.
So maybe, yeah.
Okay, so 2 thoughts. 1, it's called Bone Collection. Does she have more pieces they will have to find in a very Kaitagame way, even though this came 5 years earlier, but maybe all of this is based on some old Japanese or Chinese like lore thing?
Maybe only part of her body could come through because it takes a lot of power to get through the veil. And so in order to power her up, to power him up, they have to collect her bones.
It kind of seemed like she wasn't even expecting to get transported at all.
Yeah.
She seemed excited about it.
Well, especially because the big Cyclops one busts through and he's like, I'm here and I'm doing stuff. But when she comes through, she like drops out and is unconscious.
Yeah.
I'm going to say nice things about this manga. I think this comes down to like the bones are good because I'm like, because there's 2 problems we talk about a lot with first chapters is you get banged over the head that all the mysteries get solved, and connected to that is that the author catches the mail truck on the first chapter and you're just like, I just got here. I'm expecting to be here for dozens if not hundreds of chapters. If you already caught the mail truck in one chapter that you said it's what you're doing, what am I doing here? Why would I come back? And admittedly, this doesn't do that.
Yeah,
this sets up a situation, and it sets up intrigue of what's her deal, because it's the thing that she's excited to be in Japan specifically. She is curious what she looks like. She's happy to be a human. Is this she knows
what pancakes are.
She knows what pancakes are and is very excited to eat them and have a general like exploratory thing. Like she's clearly like royalty. Like is she some sort of like queen or princess or maybe prince? I don't know, some royalty thing, because like I'm getting the vague sensation of just like she's gonna look like some actually terrifying thing unless the author's a coward.
Well,
which yeah, probably. But it's like I am getting the more of the lore of like maybe this is a this is not a reference that's gonna help because I don't think either of you know this song. I'm getting a King of Spain feeling, but I'm sure there's a better reference for this of just like the royalty that escapes. King of Spain is specifically about the King of Spain escaping to try to live a normal life and like swapping out, but that's like a story that's been done through history of like of like wanting to escape a gilded, like my gut guess is that this is a princess who is escaping from a gilded cage in the yokai world.
Maybe.
And that's why she doesn't like that this is not her normal form, and B, she was excited like, oh, these are things I've heard about the unicorn, pancakes and going out to bowl and doing karaoke, which like when I say out loud, it's like, that's good storytelling, that you didn't bang me over the head and I'm able to have this concept of like, I think this is it, and I think it was breadcrumbed in a way that didn't seem like I was being bashed over the head with it, but seemed subtle enough that it's like, well, if you weren't paying attention, you couldn't pick up on it. And it wasn't the end of the world if you didn't, but there's also like something here that you could piece together. And it's like, that's actually good writing. I'm talking about this. I'm coming around on Bone Collection, which only disappoints me more.
In a very similar vein to that, and it could be completely connected, I did think the pacing of this chapter was done pretty well.
Yes.
And as we've seen over and over again with first chapters in Weekly Shonen Jump, you can't take that for granted.
Correct. I know. This feels like such a weird... I'm coming around, talking about this together. I'm coming around.
Again, I
don't
like I said at the beginning, I don't think this is trash.
You're right. No, I'm coming around.
There's the hallmarks of someone who knows what they're doing. It's just they sort of missed the mark in important ways.
How much would this be improved if you took the horniness out of it?
I think...
And the art had a little bit more sauce, because the art is very sauceless.
Well, you could still keep, like, maybe not, like, the peak horniness that it's at already, but you could still keep that, like, he's just a teenage boy, like, interested in girls vibe without, like, showing it so much. You could definitely do that.
Just take it from an 8 to a 2.
No panty
it's like
shots.
the idea of, like, I have to go do this job, so I can't go do the social meet thing. And it's like, oh, there's going to be a bunch of girls there. And it's like, he didn't need a nosebleed. Like, if you cut out the nosebleed, if you cut out the other guy talking about boob sizes, if it was literally just, there's going to be a bunch of cute girls there and you're going to miss it because you have this responsibility, that captures the thing of a teen boy and is a lot more powerful and is also just more interesting because you get to rely, it doesn't become a joke. It becomes a social moment of like, I mean, that's in media all the time of like, I can't have a social life. I am an exorcist, I am a secret spy, I am a superhero. Like, this is a story trope that works. It keeps showing up because it works. And the fact that it was played off for a horny joke that I didn't like and put me off on a very bad foot right out of the gate, where it's like, again, the bones were good of just like the idea of like, well, I can't do this. Freaking Sailor Moon with the toast in her mouth. I don't know. Like that, like him wanting to help her and like the moving over, the like not like, if you just exercise the horny out of this, like I said, I think this is a good chapter if you could exercise the horny and the comedy vibes and intention that came from that place, and maybe made the art a little better and cooler, and instead of being very like not generic but just like not great.
I guess I would say
the art is passable, but it's a style, but it's not a good one. It's
definitely still growing.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
If you could dial the horny down, like I said, 8 to 2.
If you could exercise it.
I think you could probably take this from the bad side of mid to the good side of mid. I think that's fair.
I would agree with that with the parentheses of has potential, by virtue of the things of like the way that the Kappa was handled and the way the intrigue built around her. Like there are, I think like I feel like
I would say that being on the good side of mid means it has potential.
Okay.
Like just generally speaking.
Sometimes things can be that and not have like potential moving forward. Like it can be well put together, but it's like, but it's like this one, it's like...
If you look at the series as a whole and go, this is on the good side of mid, then obviously there's no potential because
it's done.
It's the whole series. But like as a first chapter, placing something in that spot means that like, hey, you could bring this home. Like you could take this somewhere better than where it started.
Yeah. There's a possibility of growth.
If it doesn't have as much horniness in it, that seems to be a lot of like the funny aspects about it. I would want to know where else the author was going to put their humor at, because that seems like, at least for this one, because definitely in Do Your Try, there's no like humor like that. So if that's like the style that he was going for at the time, sure. But I wonder where else he would place the humor if it was not in the nosebleed.
Yeah,
aspect.
I think we get a bit of humor here and there on some of the stuff with like the way that he's not a good exorcist, and they play into some of that humor and stuff.
Yahoo Answers.
But
Yahoo Answers was funny.
yeah.
If it was Google, it wouldn't have been as funny. I think the funniest answer that wouldn't have worked because nobody under the age of 30 would have gotten it is Ask Jeeves.
Yeah. But I do agree, Finn. I think there would be a significant lack of humor that I do think is necessary for this series if you
Is it? Could you not have just more teenage humanity?
This doesn't strike me as the kind of series that would.
I think I'm asking for something that's not going to be there.
You want a different manga.
I want a different.
Yeah.
No, the bones are here. The bones of what's here are solid. I can't believe I was so ready to come into this episode and we were gonna reenact that GIF from JoJo Part 5 of the two people curb stomping somebody and then the third joins in. And I was so ready because we get those. It's so rare when we get the we're both just like, no, this is garbage.
I think it's rare because time and time again, what we find is that there are
some
parts
redeeming
of.
I know, but that's, and I guess I'm glad we have the humanity inside ourselves for at least maybe in myself in this moment because I was really rubbing my hands together, going, oh, it's gonna be so fun to bash this thing. Because sometimes it's like we had stuff on the last arc that hasn't come out yet at the time of recording that we kind of cut into a little bit, but that wasn't that had some extra bits and pieces to it. It wasn't just sort of a gleeful. And I think it's maybe good we don't have those a lot.
Think
but
about
it's
it
fun.
this way: even Dear Anemone had things where we could go, well, I did think this was good.
But it was so much. It was Dear Anemone. It was so much more of a mess. But I do remember, even though it's been a while, Dear Anemone was definitely one where we sort of teamed up to go "What are you doing?"
I think that was the first Shonen Jumping the Gun episode where we were both like, "What the hell?"
If not that one, Shadow Eliminators, because I go back to Shadow Eliminators, we're both going, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm honestly, in the grand scheme of things we've covered, especially when it comes to Exorcist manga, there's slightly better storytelling here. I just wish it was less horny and cooler in its visuals.
And they got one up on Shadow Eliminators because at the very end they didn't go, and we're the Shadow. He didn't go, and I'm the Bone Collector.
He should have,
Oh, man.
And then he bone collected all over the place.
I feel like whenever you get manga that isn't like something like this, it's pretty easy to be to dismiss it because we've seen a lot of the same things over and over again, and a lot of it can get really exhausting. But there's an intent behind all of these choices being made, and so when you can think about them and oh well, if he's making humor with the nosebleeds or whatever, was that just a cop out kind of joke, or is that what he wants to do, or if he's going to show this or that, blah blah blah, thinking about the intent of everything. It definitely becomes more it can be more enjoyable when you think about these are choices, and I wonder if this is going to stay consistent with that or not.
Yeah. Or the editor coming in, because I know we've had times when we went, did the editor say you should have something like this, or an author? I mean, when we were more bogged down in Exorcist series, where it just feels like you are writing an Exorcist series because that's the big popular thing, and you're probably being told to write it. I would say a little more, not for the series actually. But I mean, I feel a little bit of just you get the vibe as this is not what the author truly feels inside of what they want to be doing. This feels more. By numbers.
To that end, I was just thinking that all the nosebleed stuff and the horniness and all that is probably a holdover from the mangaka's youth, the stuff that they liked when they were a teenager, because that stuff is very late 90s, early 2000s.
I would say even earlier than that as well.
I wonder how old Kirizaka is. That's what I want to know.
And so, even though we're sitting here and going, oh, that's in poor taste, this is to a Japanese teenage boy, that is the height of comedy.
Is it?
Well, maybe not now.
I don't know.
It's honestly, definitely relatable.
It could be relatable.
Yeah. Except for the fact that, you don't actually get a nosebleed when you see a hot woman. That's never happened ever.
Well, something else happens maybe.
Yeah. A certain bone is collected. Finn, one of the things we do on this show is we try to guess what happens next. So what do you think? I'm gonna open the floor to you. What
Oh,
do
God.
you think? Not even specifically directly. What's next? What do you think will happen? A plot beat, a character archetype showing up, like
And I'll say, we giving you credit for not reading past the first chapter.
yes.
It's not a given.
Well, considering like at the very end that, I mean, throughout like the chapter, he kind of showed like, you know, when he was fighting the like A rank yokai and he suddenly had like the longer hair and like the little sword thing, it was more of kind of like kept as cool or whatever. It feels kind of like they're going to discover this power together, and you know, she maybe didn't even know that could even like happen to her. And they're gonna have to figure out like, obviously they're not supposed to be friends, or even like somewhat significant to each other. So this feels like it would probably have some kind of like, we have to train, you know, the training arc thing of like, let me figure out how to use this curse, but I'm not supposed to use it. And learn more about her, because she really, I mean, she literally popped into his existence without knowing too much. I don't know specifically what could happen, but I can see like the potentials of where it could go.
I was just thinking it would be interesting if they like caught them both and they did that trial thing again. Like,
Well, they have to, because they got the other female teen exorcist shows up at the, like, I'm like, actually,
Well, I mean,
that's
they
pretty
could
compelling.
they could go on the run,
but they could also, or she could keep it a secret. I don't know.
right? That too.
Although,
No, but I was
yeah,
thinking,
he might be murdered if they found out.
Is this a
Well-
Romeo and Juliet story?
no.
Why not? Because isn't she running from yokai world, and she specifically wanted to go to human world?
Maybe.
And anytime he almost got sent to magic prison forever for trying to be friends with a yokai.
Well, but here's what I
and
was-
they're ostensibly going to be dating by virtue of sharing their power. Is this not a Romeo and Juliet story?
No.
Why not?
I don't think they're going to lean into them having a romantic relationship. I don't get that feeling.
You don't think?
No.
Okay. I mean, okay. Romeo and Juliet, they are friends. They are not dating, but still, like the idea of these are two people who are from warring families that are now trying to get because both of them are actively trying to escape their family. He wants his family fights yokai. He wanted to befriend them and share in their power. We don't know her full backstory yet, but it seems like she wanted to escape the yokai world and wanted to be in human world, very specifically Japan.
I was thinking that they both get captured and they get put on trial like when he was a kid. And
because children love legal action.
And they're like, well, we're going to execute this yokai. And he's like, no. And then they like try to do it and they can't because she's too powerful.
What was Hell's Paradise? Was that right? Where they tried to kill him and they just couldn't?
Oh, yeah.
I always remember that.
Kept breaking the sword on his neck.
His neck was too powerful.
But yeah, something similar. Her bones are too...
Her two bones are too powerful.
And then it'll be like, well, we can't get rid of her, and you seem to be able to control her, so I guess we'll let this happen.
Do you think by virtue of the thing being called bone collection, they will have to collect bones?
Yeah, I mean, we touched on that earlier.
Okay.
But yeah, I think maybe she doesn't have her full power.
Okay.
Is what I
Finn, what is your answer to this question? Do you think they will have to collect bones, and what will that mean?
I don't know. Sometimes the titles don't mean anything.
Yeah,
And it's, I mean, he just kind of yanked it out of her. And that's not, I don't know. It might be like just power within her, but does she even have to collect any bones? Is it something, is it like collecting bones because she's just like murdered millions of different creatures and she's collected their bones that way and like gains, I don't know, strength or whatever.
I'm on
Something like
board
that.
until he has to put a bone in her, and then I'm done.
Good night, everybody.
Good one.
I feel like I had one more prediction.
I would love to see if like it would be really funny if they did the thing where like you said where they went to trial or whatever, and then suddenly he realizes that like being an exorcist is actually like the wrong thing to be, And then he's like, actually, now that I've befriended this yokai, they're usually all pretty nice. We just
Except that Cyclops guy.
we just oppress them or whatever. Well, maybe that guy.
I think there's. I think there's going to be bad actors on both sides, but I think that is definitely
there's bad people. There's bad yokai.
There's bad yokai.
Yeah,
That guy used
but seeing
freaking
him
Yahoo
flip
Answers.
parties, because he uses that like band spell would be pretty funny.
I can't believe I goddamn want to read more Bone Collection now to see what happens.
Well, now you have to. Now we have to know.
I hate this.
You brought this on
I
yourself.
did. I don't want to reload. We're not reloading. We haven't decided what we're reloading this arc yet. I'm being an executive decision. We are not reloading Bone Collection. I'm going to read it on my own. I might talk about it another episode. I'm not reloading.
I don't think there's anything in here where we're like, we need an answer.
No.
So
I need answers for myself, but not in a way that this. I think this first chapter did a really good job displaying what the manga is, which, honestly, I did not know I was going to come into this giving Bone Collection its flowers, even though I still think it's garbage.
Finn, reload episode is something that we do. We've started trying to do once an arc, where if first chapter just does not give us enough information, then we read either the first 3 chapters if it's no good, or the first volume if it's decent or better.
Yeah.
Yes.
First 3 chapters is pretty good because that's usually the first 3 chapters are always like the ones that are the longer ones, and then they cut to 19 pages or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good amount.
I know sometimes we break that rule when we're reading the light novel adaptions, and each chapter is 19 pages, so it's we shove enough chapters together to essentially become a jump chapter's amount of information.
So far, we've only had to limit ourselves one time.
Yeah, and some of that was, for my end, was out of an inability to want to deal with K-manga. Do we want to get into Thinky Thinks and Feely Feels? Is any closing thoughts?
I wanted to say, you mentioned this in the summary as something that you didn't like, but I actually did like the dad. The whole thing of he's sexually harassing that girl. Basically. But I did think it was sort of funny. And the fact that he's a doting father on his child who isn't any good is such a nice thing, because normally you see the dad is ashamed of them and everything.
I was especially the way he's drawn. I was very much expecting the head of the what is it, the Zenin clan, Jujutsu Kaisen, of just the old man who's just uber mean and uber racist. He could still be uber racist.
Oh, I'm sure he's racist, but he loves his son.
He loves his son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that he was blown up. I like that he was blowing up his phone where are you, my son?
Yeah.
It's too late. You've never broken curfew. You are a good boy. Come home.
That was fun. I mean, I even think there's a way to do it where he's calling the girl that is still, funny. I think it's just, maybe it's just, my sensibilities as a Westerner American that's also very sensitive about those things. But I think there is something there of that you play into the doting father even more.
Yeah.
Again, good bones. There's something here. If you exercise the horny and you gave it more sauce, it could have been good. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I love that we got here.
I love it too. That's why I love this podcast, because sometimes the ride is not always the ride you think you're going to take, and it's not always just a complete dunk fest. I think it's more interesting that we found things in here instead of. The one thing I was thinking of that I remembered about is that. It seems like he's already OP sharing powers with her.
I think it depends on the yokai.
But that's my thing.
The little
seems
cloud.
like you get different powers from the different yokai, but if you already have the SSS class super OP one, why would you ever need to team up with anybody else? And that's kind of a bummer, because it's it'd be neat if he had to team up with different ones.
Yeah. You can mix the powers. So the little cloud that he found that he was going to do on the floor. I imagine that the lightning power that he was going to get is only just
static.
It's static electricity.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. But maybe he can join that with, now that he's got the bone sword, he could also get the electric power and make an electric bone sword. And because
it's an electric chainsaw
going together with the SS rank one, that it would actually be real lightning then or something.
Ooh. He can empower. Is he going to empower other yokai?
Maybe. Create a team of good yokai.
Yeah. Create a village for them and build it up and fight against racism. Yeah. And we were watching Reincarnated as a Slime, and I'm still thinking about that.
Oh, and you know what else is interesting? I don't think I've seen this for real in other series yet. or at least not often enough that I even remember. The fact that everyone in the world knows that yokais are real and they have an organization to deal with it.
The fact that, because the teacher is just like, okay, you got to go do your yokai thing. Like, there's no like, oh, I have to be pulled out of class for this, but actually, it's like, okay, that's different and interesting.
Which I have to give the author some credit for, because it's like they probably went, this is going to be really annoying if they have to keep stuff a secret. So you know what? Let's just
I respect the
get rid of that.
Because in like most other series, it's always a secret. It's always this. The public doesn't realize that there are people. I don't know. It's
they always
might know that like the monsters are there, but they don't know that like I'm one of the people who like fights them or whatever.
Right, and they have to always end up doing some stupid bullshit where it's like, I knocked all these people out so they wouldn't find out.
I reset their memories.
Right. Men in Black mind wiper pen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are here we are doing our feelings and our thinky thinks and our feely feels, our observations and I forgot what's the other one? My objective your objective opinion and your subjective opinion.
So basically that means like if you are looking at this from an objective opinion, if you're looking at it
as much
like,
as we can do that.
Yeah. And saying how would other people like this and that kind of thing.
Or how is this generally as a work?
And then your feelings, which is obviously how you feel about it.
Yeah.
So I'll kick us off.
Okay, thank you.
My objective thoughts is that I think that this is good to fine. Oh, we should talk about what the levels are.
We don't necessarily need to.
We
technically have levels, but you can. I mean, we put spin on them all the time. We go in between. So, do you want me to go through them?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to say the joke answers.
Why not?
It's not important. Because I'm embarrassed. There's a guest here now.
You picked them.
I
did.
Them. Okay, so starting from the top one of positivity, the meme answers. If anything happened to this manga, I would kill everybody in this Discord and myself. From there, it is, what is it? It's fantastic, great, good, fine, bad, even worse, and I would spit on this manga's grave, which is the meme answer on the other end that is like a very, But also, if you have other words that come to mind that aren't any of those, you're free to do whatever you want. It's not that structured.
It's a wide array of rankings. I love it.
So you think it is good to fine?
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I don't think that's how I came in with this, but talking about it, I would say even more good than fine, which is so baffling to me.
I imagine that your initial thoughts on it were bad to fine.
I think I just thought it was bad.
Oh.
But then in thinking about it and going through it, I was like, well, wait a minute. There's actually some stuff. There's some stuff going on. What do you think, Finn?
Fine. I think it's fine. It really is like one of those things. My own personal rule is really like, I usually like read, if it's like a symbol, it's like read 3 chapters, or anime, like watch, 3 or 4 episodes maybe, and then like figure it out then. This is one of those where it's like, it's so close to teetering on I wouldn't read past chapter 1, but like just hanging on enough to like, I'll give it the 2 more chapters. It's fine. It doesn't really pull me in too much, but it's like, there's some crumbs here. I want to see where maybe they would like to take it, and then figure it out if it's really worth the read or not after. So it's just fine.
I feel like by the things of you having your job that you have also been subjected to a lot of first chapters.
Oh, my first favorite chapter still of all the symbols that I've worked on is Mama Yu. My favorite first chapter, for sure.
It's a good pick.
That was definitely one where the first chapter was like, oh, wow, this is great. What are we going to do? And then it was like, what are you doing?
I would love to go back and cover some of those things we did in the beginning. Spoiler alert, not what we're doing. We have a cool thing planned for our 100th episode anniversary, yada, 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 but it's not that, but I'd love to.
I think from my feeling,
Oh, sorry, we already did the think. Your feelings, sorry.
My feelings, I'm going to go with just a straight up fine. Because it's like, I'm still at like, overall, bottom of mid. And like, I might read a couple more chapters, but I seriously doubt that I want to read all of this.
It's only 14.
Yeah, it is pretty easy.
It is only 14.
I know,
you can finish that. soon.
I hate that you're making me think about what I feel about it. Because
you put it on the list.
No, I did, but my core came around. Because sometimes it's like, okay, you've convinced my brain, but my heart is still pissed off, and probably because if I read more, I'd be still pissed off. I would say fine, literally teetering, Sonic animation teetering on the edge into bad. I think when I can escape the... I think we've learned on this podcast it is very easy for a protagonist for me to become rancid quickly, and I do not get out of that hole very easily, if at all. And especially when you only have one chapter, there's no time to get out of the hole. So it's like, it's so easy to get off on the wrong foot with me with a protagonist, and so many of them are. And this is another of them, where it's just like, but when I sat down and I thought about it, and I felt other things, I went, no, this was put together well, this was set up well, like... It was just the very knee-jerk reaction stuff inside me. Even if some of that was valid, I'm not going to say my own emotions aren't valid, because then what are we doing here? But, like, there was something here. So, yes, fine Sonic animation teetering on the edge into bad.
I think I still run with fine. Because it's not personally, like, anything I'm interested in, but I don't feel like it's bad, though. So.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I can't believe I came around to it. I guess I had a better time talking about this than I did Jujutsu Kaisen Modulator.
Yeah.
That's a manga that's not put together well. It's so weird.
I haven't
Art is weird.
finished that series.
That does make me wonder how much of what we do here, our feelings on things, just gets colored by the fact that we read so many things. And, like, if you look at this in a vacuum, you would be like, oh, this is just utter garbage.
Well, I think we're looking at it not in a vacuum, and that's why we think things are garbage.
Well,
I mean, I think that both by virtue of we read a lot of first chapters of manga, which gives us a more like, especially what's in Jump, it gives us a more thing of like we've seen this better, we've seen this worse. It's the thing I always think about when I think about like old movie critics, where it's just like when you were watching every movie, the umpteenth popcorn flick you watch probably is really boring. But if you don't watch movies like as regularly because you're a regular human, you don't have time or the money to always go to see a movie, when you go see a fun popcorn flick, it's fun instead of like, I've seen this 5 times better elsewhere, even if it was a serviceable movie. So there's some of that, but also it's just like, I think we just take in stories and understand how fucking stories work and how storytelling generally works, so we have like more of a taste for like, this is how you should probably tell a story unless you're really good at what you're doing. Yeah. And then in case it would still be good. And when things are messy, and I think other people just don't think about those things, and I don't know what that means again for creativity and storytelling and whatnot, so I don't know.
Especially in Shonen Jump, where there is a pretty set rhythm that you have to do or to get into for like your first chapter, like you have to hit these certain notes to really get what you need to across, because it's kind of like survival after that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we only cover the first chapter, because it's the idea of like, if I'm reading this, do I want to read more? And very fitting to that, our next question, our conclusion spots, I think I know the answer, but would you buy?
It'd be cheap.
No.
It's only 2 volumes.
No, there's nothing about this that I want to own.
No.
There's a world where I would specifically buy this digitally if the next 2 chapters do something to grab me.
The 14 chapter count does not give me faith.
Yeah, obviously.
But yeah, I would not even a little bit. I will maybe read the next few chapters just to see how much it is both tainted and not tainted by. It is tainted by the things I didn't like, and the reverse of the positive form of tainted for the things that I thought were actually pretty good writing.
Yeah.
Finn, where are you at? Would you buy would you go to Barnes & Noble or whatever your local bookstore is and slap a tenner on the table and go, I'm taking this home?
Oh, I said no.
Okay. I had a feeling.
No, thank you.
I had a feeling. I just wanted to get the full picture painted.
Unless I worked on it, but then at that point they'd give me a copy. So then I
they
would
give you a copy? Oh, I'm so happy. Like
I would hope so.
I would hope so too, but the world has jaded me that artists aren't always respected like that, and even at a small gesture like that.
For even like the digital, like if we end up doing digital versions of stuff, they will well, they have to send me the Japanese book anyway so I can work on it. But then if I like want to actually just have the digital, they'll allow me to have that.
That's
because
cool.
I worked on it. So
That makes me smile.
Do you have the volumes of everything you've worked on?
Do you have all the Mama Yu?
I do. I love, of course, I have Mama Yu Yu. If it ever came to print, I would also have that. But no, I just have the Japanese physicals. Those are really nice.
Better than nothing.
This might be for either after beeps or just cut entirely to just not spoil too much, but like, I'd honestly, at some point in the future, I would mag dump Mama Yu and Finn. I'd love to have you on for that if we do that. A mag dump is when we read the first 3 volumes of something.
Oh, but it's only 4 volumes.
I mean, I guess we would just finish it in that case at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
We would,
Oh my god, that
we would
literally
Finn K
working. Working on the last volume made me so emotional, actually. So you would get a little bit of tears out of me.
I'd just be very curious to read it now that I'm a couple years from it. I would be reading it all together. In some ways, I have both mellowed out and sharpened my axes at the same time. So I would just be very curious because Mama Yu is a manga that gave me a lot of different mixed emotions. But I kept with it.
And you would get the official ending.
I was just
out
saying
of
the actual ending that they copped out
Yeah.
on.
which I haven't read yet.
I also have not read, so that would be interesting. Is that
Oh,
on the
my
app now?
little heart.
I think that they probably
Yes, it is. It came out.
Okay, it'd be a while from now, but honestly, I'm gonna sticky note that in my brain somewhere.
Finn, do you know much Japanese? You have
Really just kind of like a surface level. I took on and off some lessons for a couple of years, and then my teacher quit, and then I just never got another teacher. So it's very much like I can read good and enough, but not really.
Yeah.
But
I feel like anybody
Yeah.
who's actually pretty good at it says they're not good. Case in point, Ben. Case in point, B. Case in point, other humans we know.
well, it comes in handy if I don't know where text is supposed to go. That's my level of reading. I can figure stuff out. So
I feel
But
like
no, not really.
the end goal of our podcast is just collecting people who know Japanese.
Yeah. Tell us can you translate this for me? Is this what they meant in this? I also feel like in the future, if we say letterers for something and it's an Exorcist series, I'm going to say the Texorcist on this one is.
that's a great term. That's such a good term.
But only when it's an Exorcist manga. Which I'm sure will come up again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely don't need to high noon because we've
No.
all said things we like and things we
Things
don't
we didn't
like.
like about it. Yeah.
And then we all agreed
Yeah.
with where we're at.
This was good. Everybody put their guns down and did a big tri-fold handshake.
Kumbaya.
Yeah. I think with that, Brad, exercise those ads. Exercise this podcast.
Well, as always, when we have a guest, the guest gets to plug first.
Woo!
So, Finn, tell everybody what you got going on.
I don't have too much. I will say that
I know
in
that's not
spring.
true. You have a lot of series going on.
Well, maybe, but in spring of next year, I will say, because they were announced a few months ago, Bug Ego and Magical Girl Dandelion will have their volume 1s out on shelves.
Awesome.
Yo!
And I'm very excited about that.
That is exciting.
Both of them have a lot of work that's gone into them from my end and the translator May Amaki's end, for Magical Girl Dandelion, that is. The translator for Bug Ego is Jan Cash, and she does a ton of work also in Bug Ego. So our combined efforts will be on bookshelves in spring of 2026. And if you want to follow me on anything, it's Matcha Finn on pretty much anything that you use your social media for. So
Cool.
that's about it.
Well, as for our plugs, as always, we need to thank Sugoi Mart, who's a retailer of Japanese snacks, drinks, toys, and merch. All kinds of cool stuff you can't get outside Japan. Our listeners can use the code APR15 or click the link in the description to get 15% off at checkout. And we want to hear from people, so go ahead and check out our social media links on our website, animepodcasterreincarnation.com. the best place to chat with us is our Discord. You can also find a link to our Patreon up there, where our supporters get perks like getting the high-quality stereo version of the podcast early, getting to vote on what we cover on heroin addiction, bonus episodes, which there will be a bonus episode.
Yes.
We didn't know when we started this recording, but there is one that'll be out shortly after
Very
this.
excited about
or
it.
shortly before this. What else do we have?
You tell me, bud. You've been saying this for, 80-some episodes now? 90-some
What did I
episodes
say?
now?
I said that one.
Some of
and
those
that
haven't
one.
happened yet.
I think that's everything.
Okay. You shout out our patrons?
Anyways, no, I didn't.
Okay.
So let's do that now. So first and foremost, at our noble tier, we've got our marquee, Sir Cake Dwarf.
Da, 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 da. I just went for it this time. One day, Cake Dwarf, I'll learn if you've actually seen or liked Jurassic Park when I keep doing this.
Also at our noble tier, we have our Count Imaginary Numeral.
Da 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 da.
And last, and certainly not least, at our commoner tier, we've got Last Man on Earth, Laura Carroll, and Rena. So thank you so much to all of our patrons.
Thank you, Brad, for that. Thank you to all of our patrons. Thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to special guest Finn K. Make sure all of you go check him out on stuff, and also make sure you check out all the podcasts on our feed. And Brad, Bone Collection, more like Boner Collection, like a bone, but
Oh, jeez,
Boner-
I'm so done with this.
Bye. It was kind of hard to not read more of Bone Collection, just a little bit, just because I wanted to see more of what I predict is definitely a crash.
yes. This is also the problem of the show. Admittedly, you're not beholden that as much by virtue of, you're a guest and we'll bend over backwards or whatever. But yeah, there's a certain amount of, sometimes it's I'm dying to read more of this, or I just need to know, and it's you gotta wait for the episode, we gotta record the episode first. Yeah, let me do the intro. I had an idea for the intro read. What? Another Exorcist series? What is it? 5 years ago? Oh, it is 5 years. Oh, it is 5 years ago. This is Bone Collection.
Oh, what was that?
If we hadn't already done, even though it'll be months for the listeners, if we hadn't just done a somehow Palpatine has returned joke, I was gonna do somehow an Exorcist series has returned. So I just wanted to put on a different thing because this was just oh my goodness,
what was I thinking?
A reeking blast from the past.
How about Brad? Pick that stuff up. There's a huge mess. It's his Bone Collection.
Brad, somebody dropped a bunch of stuff and trash on the floor. It's Bone Collection.
Do you know there's a board game
called Bone Collection?
It's not Bone Collection. What is it? Too Many Bones?
Ah, that sounds like a
think-
terrible disease to have.
Is that what it is?
Brad,
it's
please do not get
literally
distracted.
it's literally just a box full of tons of different kinds of little plastic bones.
Interesting.
You can do whatever
You
you
made
want.
me think of, oh god, what's the doctor thing where you put bones in the body and it buzzes at you if you hit them with the
Operation.
Operation, yeah, that's what
Operation Too Many Bones edition.
I thought of. It's not even just bones, but that's what that made me think of.
I now must wait for my co-host to look at the thing he needs to look at. It's very important.
One of my friends has it, and it's he's got 5 boxes.
He's got
'cause it's
5
got all kinds of,
boxes bones. Bones.
I can't find a good picture of it. But
Okay, I'm gonna do the thing then.
we're starting now, by the way.
Yes.
This is the real episode.
So,
All
that
right.
was me doing the title read, and then I'm gonna do the intro, and you can introduce and yada yada yada.
Ready.
But I guess side note, sidebar that'll be edited out. I don't remember what I do with guests on this show. Do I give them an opportunity to do the mini pitch as well, or
No.
say that to the end?
But they get
Okay.
to plug their stuff first at the end.
They do. That is correct. So I'm gonna do my little info dump, and then we'll get in there. Okay, I'm gonna do the bit then, but I have the ending bit planned. Brad, I need you to be disappointed in me. You'll know when.
That's pretty easy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I wanted to do the sell. It's like it's obviously not funny, but it's supposed to be like, but more like just kind of just not holding up to it well. So yeah,
It's like the chapter.
You're
Exactly!
manifesting.
That
You're
was the bit.
manifesting the main character of Bone
Yeah.
Collection with that one.
All right.
This has been a delight.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a spoiler to say we'd love to have you on again sometime.
I would love to talk about other stuff with y'all. This was really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we were planning on 2 episodes and we got 3, so
Yeah,
thanks
yeah.
a lot.
That is crazy. We did just talk for like
Just fun
30
talking
minutes
about
in
lettering
between.
and stuff.
Something that has happened before, but always a fun
it's
surprise.
a nice surprise. Never intentional, but always appreciated.
Well, thanks
again-
for asking me to even come chat with you guys.
Yeah.
And like I said, you are very natural at this, so I would encourage you to try and get out on more podcasts. If not,
Oh, shucks.
if not your own.
Oh, I could never do my own, but thank you so much.
Spreading the disease of content to others. I already gave it to him years ago.